Podcast, I apologize.
Oh, I mean, that's good content, though. That's great content. So, yeah. The world's event is ending. Wait, the world is ending? No. I mean, well, depending on how pessimistic you are, the world is ending. But the world's championship event is ending as we're recording this podcast.
I thought it was over.
No. Again, 8 o'clock.
Oh, right.
8 o'clock.
Yes, the event.
Yeah, PM, PST, as we're recording this podcast, you know? And you dig? So, like, right now it's Nidoran, and then we'll have an hour of, like, no spawns because we're at my house where there's no stops and no spawns and all that stuff. Don't dox me, please. Please don't. I don't need that. Actually, we're not. We don't have beef with anybody, and nobody cares, so...
Are you saying we don't have Miltank to someone's Whitney?
What?
What?
What? Are you talking about beef?
Yeah.
Oh.
I know I made a couple people just cringe right now.
Yeah.
Goldenrod City's coming for you.
Do you think they make Miltank burgers?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Someone? If
There's a whole team of edible Pokemon now.
Yeah, because like Slowbro Tails?
No, like with the Fido,
Slowpoke Tails?
with the new Fido coming in.
Uh-huh.
There's
Oh, yeah.
Vanillite, Fido,
Appleton.
Alcremie,
Oh, yeah.
Vanillix.
Uh-huh. Let's see. Applin. Realistically, the fruit on
Tropius.
Tropius, but also Executor.
No, I'm talking about like full edible.
Full
Pokemon.
edible? Oh. Yeah, there's a handful of food. I mean, you can drink. Isn't Sinistea? Sinistea is the tea inside, right?
Yeah, that's the
It's
other one I'm
not the
thinking of.
cup. The cup is an item.
Yeah,
So you could
it's a
drink
possessed
that.
item.
That's
You want to drink that tea?
oh, that's cursed. I mean, don't they do that in Flubber, where like Flubber gets ingested or something and then
Something
gets
like that.
spit back out? Or
I wonder how much of our target audience even knows what Flubber is.
I don't know. The only
That was
reason
an early 90s movie.
The only reason I know it is I want to say it had like a VHS release or something, VHS or DVD release, and it then ad played before School of Rock on my School of Rock DVD, like way back in the day.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Do you know who the main star of that show was?
What? School of Rock?
No, Flubber.
Flubber? That's Robin Williams, right?
Yep.
Yup. Oh, hey, by the way, thanks everybody for joining for Battle Science Podcast. Here, let's roll that intro. Let's roll that beautiful bean footage. Welcome to the Battle Science Podcast, a Pokemon Go PvP podcast. We talk about Pokemon Go, and it's PvP. I'm Steven, a.k.a. Boy in the Woods, joined as always by Jesse, a.k.a. Rocket Admin J. Pew, 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 pew. Oh my god, he's got laser guns! Look out! It's more dangerous than birds.
Whoa, they're back!
Ah! Oh god! These flying types, man. My Vulpix is not effective. Wait, does Vulpix know?
Okay.
No, I know, but I'm wondering if it knows like electric or rock move or something. I can't say that it does. Yes, the Battle Science Podcast for August 23rd. Well, 26th as of full
Friday.
release. The end of August of 2022. We have passed the Pokemon Go World Championships. Was that this weekend?
Last weekend, yeah.
This past?
Yeah.
Like a couple days ago?
Yeah, like 2 days ago.
Oh, I'm surprisingly well rested after waking up for that. Although I did doze every couple rounds, or like I think every other round. So like I watched one round, slept, woke, like realized I was asleep, watched another round, fell asleep again. Nice catch. It's empty, so
Keep going.
Worlds just happened. The World Championship event is coming to a close today, and this weekend is the GoFest finale event. GoFest 2, Glowfest Global 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Yep.
As Jesse's saying. Available to anyone and everyone as long as they pay.
Or already have paid.
Yes.
If you bought the beginning of June's
Right.
ticket,
If you bought the
get this
global,
one.
if you bought the global, you'll get this one. You can buy this one separate if you didn't.
If you didn't participate in the first one, and if you did, you can also gift it at a reduced price to your friends.
Up to 4. Dates, things. We're right in smack dab in the middle of. We're right in a lull. We're gonna hit a couple days lull. Couple of pieces of information. Small little nugget, kind of nuggets. I think nuggets is gonna be the word of the episode.
Okay.
So some nuggets here for this podcast. But we will not get full next season announcements, I imagine, until
After this weekend.
After this weekend. So after the GoFest finale event, I'm sure they're going to, with like a day to spare.
Yeah, give
We're gonna
us
have-
the next season, the next set of GBL, any potential move and or Pokemon updates
Yep.
for the next competitive season.
Yes. Just in time for us to do a Battle Science After Dark podcast.
Yeah.
Yep. So next Tuesday is when we're going to be recording and putting that up over at patreon.com/battlescience. If you want to back us at $1 tier or more, you will get access to the Battle Science After Dark podcast that we record and put up next Tuesday. If you want to be amazing and awesome and help support us at a higher tier, you can back us at $5 or more at patreon.com/battlescience. To become wonderful Patreon podcast producers, Triple P's, like Dolphin93, James, a.k.a. Jimmy Bo, a.k.a. Jim's Him, Winston the Champ, Evo Stevo, J Mar, and Dan P, a.k.a. Sorov.
Would you see to be the very best, like no one ever was?
Wait, what? Who are you doing an impression of?
It's me, Gene Simmons.
What? Gene Simmons, get out of here! Get out of here, Gene Simmons!
KissSite.com.
That's not the right one either. Don't go to that website. Don't go to Kiss Site. It's if you're gonna do it, not that I'm not a Kiss fan. Why am I doing this for you? Why? KissOnline.com. If you're gonna go do it right, KissOnline.com. Gene Simmons, I shouldn't have to educate you about your own bleeping website. Your own Pika's website. Let me censor myself here. Gene Simmons, just stop.
Sorry, I had a little too much to drink.
I was gonna say, maybe you need to go get yourself checked out. Like, are you okay? Gene Simmons, you okay?
Oh, there he goes.
Oh, he's running away. He doesn't like confrontation. Must not like confrontation.
He went into your garage.
That's not a place I want Gene Simmons to be hanging out in. Let's see if we can get through this podcast soon enough where Gene Simmons doesn't make too big of a mess. Because I am not stopping this podcast, but I also need to get Gene Simmons out of my garage.
You have your booze in there, right?
There is some.
There won't be any more.
Just the Snoqualmie Valley record. Gene Simmons invades local man's garage. Are we starting beef with Gene Simmons?
Maybe.
Please let us start beef with Gene Simmons.
What a person to start beef with.
Of all of the people all over the world. Thank you to our wonderful Patreon podcast producers for backing us so that we may make jokes about Gene Simmons on this wonderful podcast. Oops.
Also, in tandem with Patreon stuff, cards.
Right. Thank you for the reminder. Next Wednesday, here on twitch.tv/battlescience. We are going to be doing Pokemon Go card pack openings for the first time ever. We are very late to the party, but we have had several pack releases in which to open. So we have the most recent McDonald's packs. We've got a couple of those. We have some of the Pokemon Go set to open. And we have some of the 25th anniversary set to open. I don't think we're going to... I don't know if we're going to open all of them. There's a lot. Yeah, I agree, Parker. HR's bemoaning. He's like, hey, maybe you should have done that sooner. Maybe you should have opened those card packs sooner. We're going to give it a shot. I don't have anything set up for it, so I'm going to have to figure some stuff out this weekend.
I think it'd be fun to do like your flat folding table.
Mm-hmm.
Put like a nice sheet over it. And then put like a camera down so we can sit on either side and open packs and place it in the middle.
Uh-huh.
But that'll be a live stream we do.
Yep, that'll be live. Probably around the same time that we normally put the podcast or record the podcast. So about 6 on Wednesday, August 31st, I believe. If there is a way I can might try and find a link or something. That is the day that our local school district goes back to school. So I'm going to see if there's a way I can find a link to help if somebody's willing to donate to our local teachers to help them with school supplies. I'll see if I can't put a link there.
Lord knows Mount Si High School needs all the support.
Yeah, well, I mean, not necessarily.
We're fine products of that establishment.
The high school as an entity itself, maybe not. Though that remodel is quite impressive.
Oh my gosh,
but
it's like
the
a
teachers,
college now.
Yeah, the teachers. Well, it's like a college mixed with a prison. So
that's right.
Yeah, if you
to be fair, the high school itself is on a floodplain.
That's true. It is elevated, so it does have another sort of weird look to it.
It's an elevated prison.
Yeah,
it's an educational prison.
Yeah, if you
we're setting up this next generation so well.
Yeah, if you hit the buttons right in the principal's office, the arc reactors will ignite and it'll take off. Yeah. It is in fact the basis of Sky High, that superhero movie from like the mid 2000s with Kurt Russell of all people. Yeah.
But yes, next Wednesday we'll be doing pack openings and hopefully setting up some sort of donation for our local teaching staff.
Yup. If I can find something, that's what I would like to do. Or it'll just be a back to school themed. Maybe get some like colored pencils or something.
Can I draw?
I mean, we can see if we can find some Pokemon themed coloring books.
We should have a contest and pick a card out of a pile, and we both have to draw it our very best in a certain amount of time.
Like pack number 2, whatever holo is there, we have to try and draw to the best of our ability. Yeah, I like that. Well, we can have fun with it. We'll just have fun with it.
Can we do macaroni art?
That's a bit too much. I don't think I can handle that kind of mess. I don't think.
But we have HR to clean up for us.
I mean, I'm sure he's more than willing to eat uncooked macaroni, but I don't think I want him to eat uncooked macaroni.
Fair.
I had to give him Cheez-Its for treats, so I'm not doing that. He loves cheese. HR loves cheese. All right, let's get into some stuff and things and some things and stuff.
Some nuggets.
Yep. Reminder, this Saturday, should be this Saturday, right? The 27th, the Go Fest 2022 finale event is happening. Let me pull up the hours from 10 to 6. Remember to do stuff, catch things. There is still spawns and event research if you did not buy a ticket. If you did buy a ticket, there is additional research and additional featured spawns for using a incense. I believe that is everything. Some new avatar items, etc. Oh, that's right. And the raids are available to everyone. So if you did not buy a ticket, you can still do the raids and still get the Ultra Beasts. There are more of them, which is going to be interesting.
Yep.
To see if we get those here in the next season or what have you. So do the thing. We already talked about all the spawns, the avatar items, a ton of unknown. Please, seriously, for the love of all that is holy, for the love of Arceus, Niantic, tone back the unknown spawns. I don't think we need this many unknown spawns.
I mean, at this point, they're giving people the ability to finish their own unknown decks.
We're giving them away.
It's not free.
It's free. Well, actually, no, that's true. They're on incense if you pay for the event. So it's not free. We're giving you the unknown. You have to pay for them.
It's 40 Poke Coins.
Take these unknown. I'll pee my pants. It's a line from it. Go back and watch it.
No.
I love that clip.
Hey, it's incense unknown.
Man, if no one else finds it funny, at least I do. You don't need to learn how to purchase a ticket. You probably already know how to do that. Hey, other dates to be aware of. This was posted just yesterday. Now that the season of Go's final community day is behind us, we'd like to share next season's community day dates. Put these on your calendar. Sunday, September 18th.
Sunday.
2022. Remember, Sunday, September 18th, 2022. Saturday, October 15th, 2022. This is smack dab in the middle of October. Again, Saturday, October 15th, 2022.
You know, honestly, for October, that's probably the best place they could have put it.
Dead center.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is Halloween on a weekend?
I think it's a Monday this year, isn't it?
That would be unfortunate. It is a Monday. Oh, I'm sorry, kids. I get your candy.
There's actually a lot of holidays this year that are on a Monday. New Year's is on a Monday. Christmas is on a Monday.
I'm pretty sure
Christmas is a Monday.
Pretty sure Christmas and New Year are on both on Sundays.
You're right.
I think it's Eves are on Saturday and days are on
Sunday.
Sundays.
Okay.
Yeah, because actually we're working on the gaming event for New Year's Eve and it's a Saturday.
You're right.
Yep. I know my dates. That's nothing to lord over you. That's absolutely ridiculous. Community Day Classic is returning Saturday, November 5th, 2022. Again, that is a Community Day Classic, Saturday, November 5th, 2022.
Ooh. I just thought of our Community Day question.
Oh.
Community
Day
predict
question?
all 4 Community Days coming up?
Oh. Closest gets a crisp high five. I'm not putting things
I'll bet
on
a
it.
pizza.
You'll bet a pizza?
I'll bet a pizza.
All right, I'm in. All right, we'll talk about that later. 1 week after that, Saturday, November 12th, 2022, is the final community day of the next season. Again, November 12th, 2022, Saturday. There are also additional events on the horizon, Saturday, September 3rd, and Sunday, September 11th. I believe one of those has already been announced as a South Korea.
Oh, your phone went in the trash.
Where it belongs. I believe one of the two of these is a South Korea
Safari Zone event,
a debut Safari Zone event for South Korea. I don't know which day of these two has been.
We're good.
What are you knocking over?
The birds. Oh, there they go.
What are you? All right, you goofball. What you just spawned a Nidoran male for it to just despawn at 7 o'clock? Way to go. Yes. So you have 3 community days and a community day classic. Community day classic is returning. The one thing I will it's speculation at this point, but I imagine the 11 to 2 is going to be the consistent
staple.
consistent time frame, since that is what we've had this season. And it's worked out well enough
To much
I
people's
think.
dismay.
I think in some cases for sure, but I think for the most part that consistency certainly helps, and also the second half giving that flexibility, or lack of enthusiasm. I think I'd be curious to see more details, but that's a Niantic specific data point. How much engagement is there in that second half? If there is enough, then they're going to keep the format. So expect an 11 to 2 community day with 2 to 7? It's a long time. It's longer than longer than the standard hours. So 2 to 7 afterwards for
with the raids and stuff.
With raids. Yep. You want
classics October or November? November 5th.
November 5th. Do you want to?
I'm already putting my thoughts together on it.
Are we doing all 4 or are we just doing the community?
All 4.
Okay, all 4. You want to do that now?
Huh?
You want to do that now? You want to wait for the end of the show?
I'll put it at the end.
Okay. Don't forget.
I haven't forgot yet.
Alrighty. The next bit of news stuff that happened just this last weekend, we're going to go blast from the past. The World Championships in Pokemon Go, Play Pokemon World Championship event in London, England, happened over the weekend. And we have some champions to be crowned. For the senior, I don't believe the lower division had the lowest division. Did juniors have
They
a world
didn't
champion?
show anything.
Did they have a championship for juniors for Go?
Maybe not for Go.
Okay.
I don't remember if they did.
Okay, because I don't know.
It might have been one of those things that they didn't publicly share either, though.
That
because they usually don't do that for juniors.
I'm pretty sure they did it for these for the
VGC
and TCG though.
Maybe they didn't have one for Go.
Yeah, maybe they didn't have enough people. I don't know. See if you can find something, because I couldn't find anything. I also couldn't find anything as far as who won the last chance qualifiers until the next day. I was a little bit irked about that. I was like, I kind of want to know who the 2 people made it into the who were the finalists for the last chance qualifiers. And
there wasn't one for Go.
Oh, there wasn't a junior?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, your senior division championship for Pokemon Go is no other than MeWeedle, who I believe won.
They won every game. They never went to losers.
Right. They swept. But MeWeedle also, I want to say, won or placed second in the European Championship.
Their regionals.
Yes. So MeWeedle was definitely a name I recognized partway through that senior bracket. The big standout of this team, I think, was Araquanid, because
but that had been getting some traction.
It had been getting some traction, but I think especially in the Master League or in the Master Division, it was not there.
No.
And Araquanid was putting in work in the senior division for MeWeedle. So a pretty standard core team of Registeel, Alolan Ninetales, Galarian Stunfisk, Trevenant, Araquanid, and Swampert. I don't know. They're not showing if any of these are Shadow.
None of them were.
Okay.
They have the assets if they are.
Okay.
Because there's one with Sableye and it's got white clouds around it.
So
you're good.
Jesus, buddy. So congratulations to MeWeedle for winning the senior division Pokemon Go World Champions, and technically being the first, because they played this championship match before
the Masters.
before winners, losers, and the grand finals of the Masters division. So technically, by timestamp, the first ever Pokemon Go world champion
was Meweedle.
Meweedle. And then your winner, your top 4 for Pokemon Go Master Division. Your 4th rank, I believe, is Lurgan Rocket from the UK, with a Cresselia, Shadow Nidoqueen, Tapu Fini,
Yep,
Walrein, Scrafty, and Diggersby.
Yep.
Which is an interesting team. If you know your team, man, you can put in work. But that is a team.
definitely some good bulk with Walrein, Diggersby, and Cresselia.
Mm-hmm. Tapu Fini, I want to say in one of their final matches, like they just didn't use Tapu Fini. I'd be curious to go back and see how much use Tapu Fini got.
I think it says limited availability. Plus, it plays the same kind of slot as Deoxys, where it doesn't have the stats, but it's the limited availability.
Mm-hmm. It's just it's not something I would pick.
Yeah,
but then again,
Cress
I'm not
and-
in Worlds.
Now that I'm thinking about it, Cress and Tapu Fini are both really limited trade options.
Mm-hmm. In 3rd place, Crescent Angels from Japan, Registeel, Venusaur, Alolan Ninetales, Obstagoon, which was not a Community Day Obstagoon, by the way, Purified Sableye. Sableye? That's Shadow Sableye. And Swampert on this team. I think Obstagoon's kind of the not necessarily the odd one out here. I think between Obstagoon and Venusaur was there was 1 or 2 other people that were running Venusaur, and I still kind of question that. And again, there's a reason I'm not in Worlds. Venusaur has put in work in the past, but I feel like
It's one of those ones that you can't have it caught on something; it just destroys it.
right.
It can win and flip certain neutral matchups, but if it has its biggest weaknesses against it, you lose a lot of momentum. It's there to counter things that it's intended to counter.
Mm-hmm. It has great resistances against, as the commentators were saying, shoutcasters. It has great resistances versus Registeel. Absolutely annihilates Swampert. And then has some great resistances against other Pokemon. Something like Obstagoon, other fighters because of that poison resistance.
Fighting, yep.
It has weird matchups with from watching the tournament. Weird matchups with Galarian Stunfisk.
Yep.
Just because like realistically it's grass, so it should be doing a ton of damage, but it's also poison.
The poison makes it neutral.
Yeah, so earthquakes make it scared. So
Especially knowing since Venusaur isn't the bulkiest.
yeah.
It's no Meganium.
No, but Meganium also doesn't have the poison typing to
Correct.
change that up. So and then we go to our runner up and 2nd place finisher, Godon Hada out of South Korea with a team of Registeel, Lickitung, a Shadow Ember Ninetales. This is a Kanto Ninetales, a Shadow Walrein, Altaria, and Metacham. That Ninetales, as the matchup between Godon Hada and our finalist, it was a Ninetales on Ninetales battle, and that was clutch. That was where the action
I bet
was.
that made you happy.
Yeah, well, in part, yes. It's only a downside that it's arguably the best performing Kanto Ninetales is a Shadow with a Elite
Legacy
TM
move.
with a Legacy move. And even then, Ember's not fantastic because it's a water gun and clone.
Yeah. But that shadow boost helps.
Yes, it helps with the damage. Its energy gain is reasonable, but its bulk is
Not
kind
there.
of no, yeah. Altaria was also one I was very surprised to see. In a tournament with G Stunfisk, that walls it. In
Walrein.
a tournament with Walrein, that walls it. In a tournament with Alolan Ninetales, or because it's running Dragon Breath, Registeel, that walls it.
Right.
Altaria is a wild pick to me.
It's an answer to things that beat the things you need to beat.
Mm-hmm. So in a matchup against, say, the previous team, Venusaur, Altaria is going to be a counter there. Neutral, it's not going to be taking super effective from
It would beat
counter.
that entire half on the second side. It beats Obstagoon. It can tie it toe-to-toe with Sableye and beats Swampert.
And then takes care of Venusaur too.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's an interesting, it's a pick I did not expect. Though realistically I should, because
it was
has had
season 1 really good. Until fairies became a lot more relevant.
Right. And then our 2022 Pokemon Go champion, world champion from Germany, Dancing Rob. A Shadow Venusaur, Lickitung, Medicham, a Shadow Swampert, Alolan Ninetales, and Galarian Stunfisk. Like I said before, the Ninetales on Ninetales battle, that's where it was at. I called it...
Like beginning, even before bracket reset.
Yeah, even before bracket reset, I think Dancing Rob was up one. I think it was 1-1. I think it was tied 1-1 in the first reset. I said, Dancing Rob's win con is Alolan Ninetales. He has to make sure that Alolan Ninetales can come in and do the work that it can, without being absolutely annihilated by Kanto Ninetales, and he can pull out the win, and he did. And I think that's exactly the play. That is the play, and that is the Pokemon that helped him beat Godon in the finals here. It was running Charm, which I don't know if I saw Powdered Snow Alolan Ninetales.
Most people are running it Charm. Because it also beats the Walrein mirror.
I think he was relying a bit on his Medicham too with Ice Punch. He was running his Ice Punch he was running his Medicham with Ice Punch and Psychic. Godon was running his Power Up Punch and Psychic. And the Power Up Punch was every once in a while eating a little bit of Dancing Rob's lunch. So there was a little bit of back and forth there. But the primary thing that as far as managing Pokemon wise, the Alolan Ninetales was where it was at. So
yep.
That charm damage is
yeah.
And if
You're
we
sitting here shaking your head, yeah.
Yeah. If Kanto Ninetales has a shadow, if Alolan Ninetales gets a shadow at some point, we could see absolutely disgusting
Yeah,
results.
but then it becomes like a Gardevoir.
Right. I mean, yes, that doesn't take away from the non-shadow.
The damage, no.
Yeah, it doesn't take away from the damage. It does make it weaker. Or it does make it less spongy.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't take away from the standard version.
Right.
So, but you could look at some absolutely crazy charm damage. Congratulations again to Dancing Rob.
Coming from losers, winning best of 5, not only once but twice.
Yeah, yeah, which means the two.
And they played all 10 sets.
They did play. They played all 10 battles, which was nuts. Yeah, it went down to the final match, which was awesome. The two world champions that we have been crowned have both come from the losers bracket.
Yeah.
So the invitational from 2019 was King, coming from the losers bracket, and this year in 2022, Dancing Rob also coming from the losers bracket. So
the one time it came really close was at the beginning of the first set. It was his Dancing Rob's Stunfisk versus, I think, Godahan's Registeel.
I think it was match It was match 5.
Yeah.
It's probably match 5.
And it came down to him getting rock slide before the Registeel could get focus blast, and the rock slide being enough.
He eked out like one mud shot in a previous matchup.
Yeah.
And that's the one mud shot is what he needed.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was awesome battles. They should still be up on the YouTube Play Pokemon YouTube channel. It's up on Twitch if you want to go rewatch some of that. I'm sure
there will probably be
some,
highlights here in a week or two.
Yeah, I'm sure some people someone somewhere has some highlights up already. But if you want to check that out, go do so.
Amazing matches, amazing performance, amazing commentators, amazing production value.
Yes. Shout out to Caleb Pang, Speediest Chief, 2-0 Butters, and
Gabby.
Gabby. Is it simply Gabby? Or
That's
it's
probably
Gabby? It's Gabby Snyder. I don't remember. I don't remember what her @ is. Wonderful commentators. Look like a wonderful time down in London. Up in London?
Up in London.
Geographically in London. Looked like an awesome time. Ton of merch. Ton of people hanging out. Ton of people playing Pokemon. Looked like a great atmosphere. Looked like Pokemon had taken over a small portion of London as well, which was pretty cool. So the announcement was that next year's Worlds are in Yokohama, Japan, which I believe is, let me do my due diligence here. Yokohama Is that someone riding around on their bike that I'm hearing?
Yep.
Okay. Yokohama, Kitagawa Prefecture. No, Kanagawa Prefecture, Japan. No. Wait, what? Hold on. No.
Steven rolled a natural 1 for geography, even though he has advantage.
Yokohama in the Kanagawa Prefecture, Kanto region, Japan. So they were making a joke on the announcement that they were going south to Viridian City. And that is because in the Kanto region of Japan, and the in the main series games, Kanto, named after the same region. I don't know if geographically it's roughly the same, but you have to go south.
Okay.
South of Tokyo, I believe, for Yokohama.
Okay.
So, mark me down as interested, but probably not going. I wish I could. We'll have to wait maybe until the year after, and there's a chance. If it comes to Canada, I'm going. If it comes to the U.S., I'm definitely going. If it comes to Europe again, maybe. If it goes to Australia, holy cow, I'll go upside down.
The toilet flushes backwards.
It's really stereotypical, and I'm sure all Australians that are listening are both
Slightly offended.
Slightly offended and face palming pretty hard right now.
I'm sorry. Please don't hit yourself too hard.
But I will endure that 15-hour flight and make it down to. If I have to, I'll find a substitute so that I can rest my butt and get a stand-in.
I don't know how you could keep me in a tin can for 15 hours.
If it's in Australia.
I need to play Pokemon Go. Jumps out the window.
Oh my god. Yeah, there goes your.
I need to spin my stuff.
We'd have to schedule it just perfectly so we don't
miss any research or anything.
Where
are you going? To spin my stuff.
If it were in Canada or if it were in Australia, I would be super down to go travel. So I think my passport's valid for another couple of years.
But everything in Australia would try to kill us, even the grass.
Worth it.
Oh, another fun story that came out of the weekend I sent to you.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, before we get into more future dates. That might be the episode title for this, is future dates. Um the
president.
Pokemon at Pokemon TCG, the official TCG Twitter account. Oh no, a Spheal Challenger. I
That's
believe
not
it's
showing up on the stream.
oh, give me a second. Boop. A Spheal Challenger. Oh no. This is a Spheal good deck. Initially, it's a Spheal deck with a plush Spheal playing the game. And then they respond, oh no, a Spheal Challenger. And it's the Spheal deck being played by a Spheal, playing against a Spheal deck being played by a Spheal. These are Spheal plushes. At Pokemon, the official Pokemon Twitter, says, we just hope both competitors have a Spheal good time. At Play Pokemon, the official competitive Twitter of Pokemon, responds with a video of a staff member carrying out the 2 Spheal plushes as they have been banned
Because they're playing a non-standard deck.
because they're playing a illegal deck format.
I love. Go back to the video real quick.
Uh-huh.
Watch the guy that he walks past.
What? Yeah. At Pokemon says unhand them. They later get onto the commentary desk for, I believe, the TCG in their disguises. One of them wears sunglasses, the other one wears mustaches. Honestly, if we don't get a Spheal rerun and get glasses and mustache Spheal outfits, I'm gonna be really disappointed.
But if you want, I also sent you the picture version.
Arrested for Pokemon DCG crimes. This is great.
The community just took this full on, and it's so enjoyable.
Yes. So let's see. Open original. We have since determined that these decks are in fact not standard format, and both Spheal have been disqualified. They are. The next image is them sitting outside of the venue, staring longingly at the front doors. And then the next one after that is them inside the venue, with their disguises on, with the caption "Feeling pretty good about this plan." The one after that is them in their disguises on the desks of the TCG shoutcasters. So,
Well played. That was funny. I enjoyed watching that adventure unfold.
that was certainly an experience. I'm going to go back to a Spheal Challenger and see if I can unravel. Because there was more. Shoot. I feel like there was a couple of other instances in between.
No, that's pretty much the main part.
Okay.
The rest was just people commenting on it, saying let them go and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it was so funny.
It was a great little like Twitter interaction that I honestly think like if I imagine in events like this with all of the social media people, they're all in the same room. Basically, as news comes in, they're like immediately tweeting it out.
Right.
So they're all just having a blast, just laughing their butts off
About all this. Go back to the guy carrying him out. It's just so funny to watch that.
Yeah. Shakes his head as he's walking them out. Yeah, it's great.
And then the guy's like, wait, where are they going?
Where are they going? Seriously, I'm looking back to see if oh yeah, Pokemon TCG, they have the deal with it. So it's the Spheal plush with the sunglasses, and they lower the sunglasses like deal with it.
Spheal with it.
Oh. I really got to find I have to find there was a Ditto that was behind the Pokemon Go Shoutcaster's desk every once in a while with a little banner.
Okay.
at the end it said, was it release the Spheals?
Yeah.
Which was wonderful. But early on, the little Ditto, there's probably a Twitter account for it. It's not the only one. So the Halo Championship Series, there is, because they're owned by Microsoft, there's a little creeper plush that likes to pop up behind the Shoutcasters for the Halo Championship Series. So it's at HCS Creeper.
Okay.
And so every once in a while it'll pop up, and then every once in a while it'll pop up with a little like banner or whatever and have a little message. So hopefully we get like Pokemon TCG Spheals or something.
Okay.
Or PP Spheals or something. Play Pokemon Spheals. So that we can
watch them become judges.
I want more. There's further opportunities to push the Spheals.
Will
Like,
Spheal
give us-
become the next Bidoof?
Like, give us a TCG release with the like promo card in the middle of like Spheal or Spheals with the sunglasses and mustache. They can push this further. This is wonderful. Okay. So if we are looking ahead, we don't have to look very far to the 2023 Play Pokemon regional or locals. Not, they don't call them locals. I like to call them locals. Regional and regional championship events coming even for Pokemon Go. As of next month, aka September 16th and through the 18th in Baltimore, Maryland. September 17th through the 18th, Latin America regionals in Porto Alegre. I probably butchered that. I do apologize. And September 17th through 18th in Bilbao. I believe that is Spain. Or Portugal. I could double check that. Next month.
They're getting straight into the competitive next season.
Mm-hmm. I believe Baltimore does have Go already.
Okay.
That's
not Melgood's territory.
Yes. Not every Play Pokemon event has
Pokemon Go.
That is the one thing to note. I had to double check. There are 3 that are on my list as far as wanting to go, 2 that are pretty darn certain, and 1 that is a little less. So there's a long list of regional events. They have months scheduled for the international championships. And then Worlds is going to be probably right around the same time in August in Yokohama, Japan. I don't know if they have dates set for it just yet. Yes, that is correct, Jim is him. There are way more events that have Pokemon Go this next year. There was a little bit of rumor swirling around that Pokemon Go might not even be included in Play Pokemon this next year. Thankfully,
but that seems to have changed.
That has been thoroughly debunked. I imagine a bit of the regional events and Worlds certainly helped that. So I'm not going to go through all of the dates and locations because that would probably bug some people.
We could share the link for the information, though.
Yes. I am more than happy to read a URL.
No.
Pokemon.com/us/get-a-first-look-at-a-for-the-2023. Not spelled out. That's the numbers. Pokemon-championship-series / or just look at Play Pokemon 2023 and you'll probably find the article.
I hate you.
Yeah. Features Play Pokemon 2023 season features the return of Pokemon TCG, Pokemon Go, VGC, Pokemon Unite, and much more. By the way, sadness, pour one out for the homie. Pokken Tournament is no longer going to be a featured competitive cycle for Play Pokemon as of this last weekend. before I go any further, I'm going to say I'm bummed about that because the fighting game community is a very passionate one. And the fact that Pokemon and Play Pokemon don't want to support that group of competitive players and don't want to tap into that market as far as, esports is quite saddening to me as someone that sees a future in the fighting game community and fighting games as an esport. This bums me out. So everyone's hoping for a Pokken tournament too. I don't know if we're going to get something that direct, but I do hope we do get a fighting game coming here for Pokemon.
Because it did make an appearance at EVO at least once, didn't it?
At least once. It will not be making a return.
No.
Because it is a Nintendo game and EVO is owned by Sony. Well, no, I don't believe it will return. There is a small chance that it comes back in like a very ancillary way, but I don't see it coming back as a main title. It's just not big enough anymore.
Unfortunately, the Play Pokemon tournament circuit was their last, place that they could legally play as a tournament-based operation. Outside of that, I imagine it'll be community put together events and stuff. Unfortunately.
Junior division. If you want to feel old, get ready. The junior division for Play Pokemon is born 2011 or later. Your senior division are people born in 2007, 2008, 2009, or 2010. Masters division are competitors born in 2006 or earlier. So, it's that's a thing. So remember, there are age divisions here. Play Pokemon at least for a handful of years, if not for the entire duration, has always had
a separation of age brackets.
Age divisions. So keep that in mind.
I think the two that we were thinking about going to were north and south of us, right?
Yes, I will get there here in a moment. It looks like Pokemon Unite, Pokemon Championship Series, is going to be remote. I don't see Pokemon Unite as part of any of the regional events. The regional,
no, because they have their own in-game circuit.
They have their own in-game circuit, as well as I think there's appearances for the regional championship events. But I don't see the regional events themselves having any Pokemon Unite showcase.
Which I imagine in these smaller venues, they don't really want to have to bring equipment for all the people. And those are 5-on-5 teams?
Yes. Yeah, it's a bit more than everything else. So, let's see.
Yeah, Jim is him. Pogo is just so much popular. So Play Pokemon is going to really push more Pogo after they saw the numbers at Worlds.
Yeah, I think the stream viewership and the interest there at Worlds probably really helped them.
Hashtag or exclamation Poke code.
Exclamation point Poke code. Yep. For the homies that didn't get it out there. You're welcome. Lol, it doesn't do anything here.
What if it did, though? We could just secretly add that.
Do you know when Scarlet and Violet comes out?
November, yes.
Okay, so they're the only two games that are having that are showing up in regional championships until January are the TCG and Pokemon Go. VGC doesn't show up until January-ish.
And is it Scarlet and Violet at that point?
I imagine so.
Is there nothing there right now?
So the North American Regional Championship schedule from September through December 18th
Okay.
only has Pokemon TCG and Pokemon Go as far as events.
Okay.
It's not until the January 6th through 8th San Diego Regional Championships does it then add VGC alongside TCG and Go.
But they don't specify.
They don't specify which game it is, but I imagine it's going to be Scarlet and Violet because they will be moving on to the next main
Because
series
that will
game,
have been 2 months.
which allows people to play the game and then build competitive teams and figure out a meta
Yeah.
because it's going to be weird.
That'll be the one to watch. The first competitive
Yes.
VGC tournament.
Yes. Yeah, that's going to be
hot.
really weird.
November 18th. Thank you, Battleram. For Scarlet and Violet.
Okay.
So literally, what, 2 days after Community Day?
January 8th? 6th through 8th?
No, for November. We can look it up later.
Yes. Like 3 days. Funny that San Diego Regional Championships might be the first VGC event. San Diego is one that I'm interested in going to. It is down in California. It is soonish, which means I don't know unless.
Ooh. Jim is saying even TCG, the new set comes out early 2023.
So then will they be changing what's legal?
I would assume so.
Okay.
It'll be like Magic. A block will move out and a new block will be added to
That will be interesting for people that qualify, that compete and win regionals before the changeover. Yeah. I get that there's a lot of locations that want to have regionals, but it does make the competitive scene a little bit bizarre.
I'll definitely be there.
We'll have to figure out if we're doing San Diego.
Jesse needs to get his passport.
Well, you need to get your passport if we're going to Vancouver. But San Diego, January 6th through 8th, we'll have to figure out travel plans, if we are going, how that's going to function, all of that stuff.
Train.
How long does a train take?
That's a good question.
Like a day?
Figure it out.
If you want to take the train, look it up.
Okay.
Let me know. I'm not against it. It's just a matter of if it takes an entire day, do we want to travel Friday? Do we want to travel Thursday? Does it even run on Thursdays? I don't even know. That just means more days that I have to take off. But yes. So January 6th through 8th, San Diego Regional Championships, San Diego Convention Center. The last Sword and Shield set is in December, potentially. Okay. That is one. I am interested in going. West Coast, got to represent. Go hang out in maybe some better weather, though. Realistically, we're having some pretty crazy weather up here in Washington anyway, so we'll see.
When is it?
January 6th through 8th. The next one on the list of places we're interested in going is March 10th through 12th, Vancouver Regional Championships up in Vancouver at the Vancouver Convention Center, Vancouver, BC. So we were unable to go this last year due to passport shenanigans. We should get things resolved by then. What's up?
Put it in for that date and for train. Says can't find a way to get there.
Fascinating.
But fun fact, it would only take 5 days on a bike.
What's the
20-hour drive.
Poops. A flight's only like 2 hours.
Yeah.
But that's not cheap.
No,
it would
about
be
$200.
It'd be the only flight we do though. And actually it's probably less than that if we book now. It might be less than. We'd have to find hotels and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Not against it.
Let's go crash Jim Simmons' house. He won't mind.
He might. Mind. Yeah. If there was one in Arizona, which there might be, go crash it. Go crash at Chronic's place.
You go. 30 hours with stops.
Oh, 30 hours?
But we're in a sleeping car, so we can sleep, and it's like a bedroom.
Right,
on a train.
But that's like 2 additional days. We'd have to leave on Wednesday.
You're right.
Yeah,
At
and
that
it would
point,
take.
we might as well just take the plane.
We might as well drive.
Yeah.
We can get there a little faster.
Let's go to camper.
Calm yourself.
That'd be fun.
It would be, but
Somebody wouldn't have to worry about hotel. We could just road trip.
yeah, I guess so. But then when we get to San Diego, we have to find a place to put the camper.
The venue. They allow people to stay there. If it's
In
anything
San
like,
Diego?
where in San Diego is it?
Downtown San Diego.
Where? There usually is a venue like the Seattle Center.
San Diego Convention Center.
Okay, thank you. I'll look it up.
Yeah, flying is better for a short trip. Like, if we wanted to make like a week and a half vacation of it, then maybe. But yeah, that seems extreme. I don't know.
It's right there on the waterfront.
Yeah, I'm sure it's absolutely gorgeous. I almost swore.
And it's right next to the zoo.
Oh my goodness.
We can go look at animals pooping boxes.
Poop in cages.
Yeah.
You look at the animals.
Airport's like 10 minutes away, if anything.
Yeah.
It's like, there's the convention center. That's the airport.
Zoom in because that looks like it might be the same kind of distance as SeaTac to Seattle, depending on how
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Space Needle International District.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Huh. All right. Okay. Well, those plans might be getting solidified considerably more.
Oh, wow. Maybe not a place for a camper.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. It's California.
California.
It's pretty dense urban areas. Yeah. Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, we could probably find a couple people and
Hang out.
yeah. Who was it? Chronic that wanted to come out for
Go Fest.
GoFest?
Yep.
Chronic wants to make a trip over.
I mean, is he closer for Arizona, or would it be better for him to go to?
Let's see if there's an Arizona one. Let's see. Peoria in Illinois. There's a Salt Lake City regional, which might be closer for Chronic. I don't know.
That's Utah, right?
Yes.
That's south of Idaho.
Utah. That's way south of Idaho. That's either right
east of
next
Oregon?
to. No, it's south. Southeast. Toronto, Texas, San Diego, Orlando, Knoxville, Tennessee, Vancouver, Charlotte, North Carolina.
Oh yeah, that's west of or east of Nevada.
Yeah.
Well, you know what we would take? We go down to Yakima, down through Kennewick,
Right.
down to Interstate 84.
Right. If we were to drive down to Salt Lake.
And that would take us through Idaho down to Salt Lake.
Yep.
That sounds like an even farther drive than California.
Oh yeah, I'm not super keen on going to Salt Lake City. I'm just thinking if Chronic's going to go to a regional, he might go to that one. Though we might be able to just get a crew to go down to San Diego. That might be fun.
Yeah.
The other primary one that I am absolutely and totally down to go to, May 5th through 7th, Portland Regional Championships at the Oregon Convention Center. Pokemon TCG, Pokemon Go, and VGC. We will then unreleased dates, but in June we will have the North American Championships hosted somewhere. I don't know if he has info above, or the thought is that it's going to be the Wisconsin Regional Championships there in Milwaukee. That's going to be the North American Championships. I don't think it is. North American Regional Championships should be like the last weekend there in June. No idea where it is. Could be in Seattle. That'd be wild. They haven't announced.
Yeah, but we know it's the Worlds will be in Japan.
Yes, Worlds will be in Japan. And then there are. Yeah, Bilbao is in Spain. I nailed it. Bilbao special event where TCG and Pokemon Go will be featured. It's not necessarily a regional championship there.
A special event in Spain?
Yes.
I wonder if that has anything to do with Scarlet and Violet.
Maybe. Again, it's only TCG and Go, and it's next month. So maybe.
They launched the demo.
Maybe.
People mine it like they did Sun and Moon. Oh my goodness.
I honestly I would say they probably shouldn't do that if they were thinking about doing that. And then to much people's chagrin, there is a Latin America regional championship in I'm going to try this. Porto Alegre regional championships in Spain or in Brazil. And then there will be a Latin America championship event in November in Brazil. No details yet as far as locations and particular days of the international championships yet. So November 2022, Latin America will be getting their... Actually, that's wild. So Latin America's championship event will only have TCG and Go. It will not have VGC. That seems like a really big oversight.
Maybe they're just waiting to announce which format they play. I don't know.
That just seems really bizarre. I wonder if they just couldn't book it later on when VGC would be out. February 2023, the Oceania region will have its international championship in Australia for the TCG, Go, and VGC. In April 2023, the Europe region will be located in the UK for TCG, Go, and VGC. And in June of 2023, oh my goodness, so far away, the North America region will have their championship in the US of A. This is only the first update. There will be more. Yeah, I'm excited. It's really cool to see. I'm curious to see how they push with the difference in format between Go between Go Battle League and the Play Pokemon format. If there is a happy medium somewhere in between. If there's other sort of like intro sessions via GBL or via Pokemon Go as the game to the format of Play Pokemon, because it's a little bit different. I'll be curious to see what they do. So I don't know what the next... Oh! We're going to talk a little bit about Pokemon Scarlet and Violet.
Spoiler warning.
Spoiler warning. If you don't want to hear anything about Scarlet and Violet, we're not talking about leaks. We're talking about things that were announced at Worlds.
Yes, the closing ceremonies.
If you don't want to hear anything about these,
stop listening.
Just forward, 15, 20 minutes. But that's probably too much. Oh, by the way, there'll be time codes for it.
Yes.
Let me click the button for a time code. If I can find it. Vulpix, you're in the way. Split. That's what my time codes are for, so that I can time code spoilers. Are you ready for spoilers?
Yeah.
Colonel, get my Drago cycle.
Oh my gosh.
Get my Drago cycle, Colonel. It's I don't remember what its name is.
Disappointment.
I want none of your negativity. You get out of here. You
Okay.
get out of my house right now.
Gene Simmons, is there any more beer left?
Gene Simmons, no, don't get Jesse inebriated. No, bad Gene Simmons, bad. Bad Gene Simmons. Go back in my garage.
Chaos.
Jim Sim asks, do you think there will ever be pick 6 in GBL, maybe like a rotation like cups?
I think those will be too long.
They might try it at some point during like a weekend event, like a Go Battle weekend or something, just to see how it functions, and I can't imagine it's going to function very well.
Those would be long matches.
Yes. They'll have to put timers on it and all this other fun stuff, and it's going to be kind of gross. But I could see them implementing it in game to try out. Cyclizar, I think.
I don't remember.
Oh, you. All I have is the Terrastal article up. I think it's a normal dragon.
Yes, it is normal dragon.
It's a normal dragon, and it has some cool abilities, and it's probably going to be kind of bad when it comes to Pokemon Go. But it might come to Pokemon Go sooner because it's tied to the box legendaries. So that's cool. Considering Galar Pokemon, we have no Galar specific. We have Galar regionals, and then they're legendaries. No, I take that. Do we have any Galar Pokemon?
That are exclusive to Galar?
Besides the regionals?
Legendaries?
Is that it?
I'd have to think.
I think that's it. Oh, wait. I have the game. Do I have the game open? I do have the game open. We'll go here. We'll go Pokedex. Exactly. Galar, please. Thank you. No, we have Greedent. We have Greedent, we have Wooloo.
Phalanx.
And that's it.
Zarude. That's one of those weird I was a movie mythic.
Oh, yes. I haven't even seen it, so it's not on my decks.
Technically, Berserker, Sirfetch'd, and Mr. Rhyme and Runegigas are exclusive to Galar.
Right, because they're branch evolutions.
Yeah.
That require the Galarian.
So that's 2, 4...
1, 2, 3, 4,
7,
5,
8?
6, 7, 8, 9,
if
10,
you include
11.
legendaries.
11, not including Zarude.
Okay.
Because Zarude's weird.
Zarude's like the Melmetal. Melmetal has its own section.
It actually
in
wouldn't
Pokedex.
surprise me if it was in unknown, because Meltan and Melmetal are they are tagged as unknown as far as Dex entry.
Right, but the franchises put them in the decks between Alola and Galar.
Right, on like the website and stuff. But in Pokemon Go, they're marked as unknown.
Yeah.
Cyclizar seems interesting. There's some cool ability move stuff there. It's tied to the box legendaries. Cool theories are circulating that Koraidon passed because it's red. It is infrared light beams or wavelength. Green is in the middle, so Cyclizar. And then Miraidon is the future, because Korai is past, Mirai is future in Japanese. Miraidon is purple, bluish for ultraviolet. Infrared is on one side of the spectrum, green is in the middle, and ultraviolet is on the other side of the spectrum. So some weird like light time travel maybe stuff going on. We'll see. I'm fascinated. Also with a mention that Cyclizar is like really common in the Paldea region. That it's like used for people for like getting around like a lot. But it also being connected to the legendaries that are from 2 different time periods is interesting. So shrugs. We will get more information as we get closer and probably as we play the game. So, me, yeah, you absolute bummer, you nincompoop.
I'm sorry. I'm not playing Call of Duty Pokemon Edition.
Party. It's not a yearly installment. It's been 3 years. 3 years.
Are you sure about that?
It's been 3 years since we had Galar. It's been 3 years. We got Galar before the pandemic. Because you and I played
When
Galar release weekend.
Sword and Shield come out?
2019.
Pokemon Sword and Shield's initial release date is November 15th, 2019.
Yeah, called it.
Okay.
Yeah. So it'll be 3 years. No. Yes, it'll be 3 years. It's not a yearly installment. It's just that Pokemon pumps out enough other content every cycle that it feels like it's
cycle.
Yeah. Vroom vroom. So Cyclizar is tied to Koraidon and Miraidon. They are all
They're
motorcycles.
the box art.
Yeah, they're the box legendaries. So they're all like motorcycle dragon things.
One's from the past and
It's
looks like a
weird.
dinosaur. The other one looks like a dragon. It's from the future.
One of them looks like a quadruped. The other one looks like a jet engine.
Yep.
It's weird. I don't know. Yeah.
Digimon.
Well, speaking of digivolving, terrestrial phenomenon. This I made him cringe.
Their new mechanic.
The new mechanic in the next main series games allows a Pokemon to one Pokemon once per battle in between charges of your item. So you have to go and charge the Terra Orb either at like a crystal somewhere or go to a Pokemon Center. So technically,
The
once
Quickie Mart.
one Pokemon per battle can change its type. Theoretically, depending on the
way the mechanic works.
the way the mechanic works is the Pokemon that you catch will have a Terra type that is the only type it can change to. So you can catch like the pre-release Pikachu is a flying type terrestrializing Pikachu with fly. So it knows the move fly. Its Terra type is flying, so that when you terrestrialize it, it switches from electric to flying. They've shown video of other battles, one of which was a Drifblim, which is a flying ghost, and its Terra type was fire, and it turned into a fire type. It didn't keep two types; it only kept one. So Jesse and I were actually talking about this yesterday. That it doesn't give you two types; it turns you into a monotype, but it can completely and totally change the momentum of the battle. Your example was Tyranitar?
Yep. In the trailer they showed for after the closing ceremony at Worlds, the combat between two trainers began. The first trainer sent out the Tyranitar, the second one sent out a Gallade. Now, based on how this mechanic's going to perform, if it's like an ability or a unique, like in the other games, a Z move, a Gigantamax or Dynamax, or a Mega, it seems we'll call it the special function gets priority over a move happening, because in the sequence for the video, Tyranitar terrestrializes into a ghost type. And it's interesting because when it does that, the little emote for the ghost icon that shows up above Tyranitar's head is actually the original sprite for the Marowak's mother, little ghost sprite from Pokemon Red and Blue.
Mm-hmm.
But what happens is that triggers, it turns into a ghost type. Gallade goes to use close combat, and it doesn't hit it because it's a ghost type at that point. So we can rule out that it seems these special mechanics will trigger before combat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and theoretically it'll trigger before like items, and it's theoretically it's an item use, because the way that they phrase it here in this article, down at the very bottom, is that the Terra Orb will be used to terrestrialize Pokemon. Only select trainers in the Paldea region are allowed to carry the special item, and that it's being carried by trainers and not necessarily held as a Pokemon. Once you terrestrialize a Pokemon, your Terra Orb will lose all its terrestrial energy, and you won't be able to use it again until it's been recharged. You can charge your Terra Orb if you touch crystals overflowing with terrestrial energy or go to a Pokemon Center.
But with that in mind, if it's anything like VGC normally, you see that Tyranitar on the person's team, and you have no idea what that terrestrializing type it is until you see it.
Yeah, or even if that's the Pokemon that they're going to terrestrialize.
Yeah, you
So
can
they
have a
can
whole
do-
team that can terrestrialize, and that can completely shift the game.
Yeah, because show
Bring
6.
Show 6, pick 3.
It's pick 4, isn't
If
it?
it's doubles, it's pick 4.
Okay. Well, doubles is the format for VGC.
Correct.
So unless they change it for this,
But-
this cycle.
Knowing that, there's nothing in the rules that say that you have to show what that might change with time based on how
Exactly.
much of a competitive shift it makes.
Uh-huh.
It might be required to say, okay, what terrestrialized type is each of your Pokemon,
Mm-hmm.
and then if you don't like the Tyranitar, if it's not the ghost and you put it was ghost, that could be a reason for a DQ.
The other fascinating thing is that your abilities still stay.
Yes.
So you could have Haunter or Gengar with Levitate, and change it to an electric type.
and then you're still null. Yep.
Yep.
Another one was Colossal, changed to a water type,
Mhm.
and still had the Steam Body ability where if it gets hit with a water type attack, its power goes up.
Mhm.
And it was, since it was a water type, it didn't take very effective damage,
Mhm. So it gets the buff as well as doesn't take a lot of damage.
resisting the damage, which in a doubles battle could be really gross because Surf is one of the more powerful water type moves that hits everything in the field.
Uh-huh.
And if that's on your team, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, there's also a couple of new items and stuff that were shown in the end of worlds sort of showcase of Scarlet and Violet. A couple of items that allow for actually a couple of moves and a couple of items that allow for the stacking and rearranging of buffs and debuffs. That could be pretty cool.
A little more diversity in competitive play.
I want to say it was this last Sword and Shield that had Trick Room for the first time.
I mean, it's Trick Room's been around since Gen 3.
Did they change the mechanics for it, or am I thinking of something else?
You think you're thinking of something else?
Okay. Yeah,
There was room service in Sword and Shield.
Which one did that do?
It was an item that was held that did the same thing as Trick Room.
Okay, that might be what it is. Yeah, there's some like interesting shuffling that was introduced into Sword and Shield that looks like they're building upon it here in Scarlet and Violet. So definitely not something I'm going to ever compete in, but definitely fascinating to see for the small chance that we'll see some of this
And that's
stuff.
one of the things that, you ask a lot of people like Joe Merrick from Cerebi and stuff. They are fans of this terrestrialization mechanic over something like Megas, because like we were mentioning yesterday, Megas was, here's 30 Pokemon that have this ability. These are relevant. Everything else is support. Z moves allowed for one thing on your team, potentially 2 or 3 others, to have an option to be able to change not just an attack boost, but play around with other fun mechanics or just delivering a super powerful 1-2 punch move. Dynamax and Gigantamax had a kind of niche mix between Z moves and Megas, but they were limited to just 3 turns. So it wasn't something that just stayed on the field like a Mega that just was permanently in your face.
Um,
So I think it's an interesting mechanic, but it's not enough to draw me to play the game.
I'll be curious to see how they bring it over to Pokemon Go, if they do.
The terrestrialization mechanic.
Because
Resource gathering in the real world. Let's go mine some rocks.
well, they could be tied to certain stops could have a glow for you to recharge your terrestrial thing. It could be use once per day.
It'd be fun for raid battles.
Yeah, it would be. It'd be another. I'd be curious to see if it functions like hidden power, where
Hidden power could get a complete rework at that point.
right, but depending on your IV spread, will then determine what Terra type it has, or if it random rolls upon catch, in which case you're then getting another system that is
Of
purely
RNG.
RNG.
Yeah.
Which I do not think for the health of the game is a good idea.
But if you tie it to certain IVs, then that limitates.
Then that delineates, and then you're looking for specific something. Or realistically, someone could farm up particular types and then trade them and re-roll those IVs.
I wouldn't be surprised at some point if there's an option to re-roll Terra type.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't. Once the game's released, we'll get a better sense of how the mechanic works in the main series games. We still only have Megas. We're still waiting on Z moves, which honestly could come next season or the season after that. They could come soon.
For Pokemon Go.
For Pokemon Go. So we only have Megas. We're looking at Z moves, and we're looking at Galar. Or
Gigantamax and Dynamax.
Gigantamax and Dynamax.
That could be... I feel like that would only be useful as a gym attacker or raids.
Gigantamax or Dynamax? The Dynamax feature?
Because that in the game goes by turns. Megas are a permanent thing, but they die pretty quick.
Megas are for a particular duration. I honestly imagine Dynamax, Gigantamax functioning a lot like Megas.
I feel like Z moves are just power up one of your 2 charge attacks and then amp it up to whatever the Z move equivalent
It could be like a weather boost kind of scenario that it allows you to have a boosted charge attack for
Well, the thing with the Z moves was they had, so if you used, unless it was a signature Z move, so like for example, the dark one, if you used a Z dark move, so if you used foul play or if you used dark pulse, they both turned into X dark move. Whereas if you use something like what the heck was it? There was a dark type that was specific to Alola that had a signature dark move, and it had its own. So like the starters, they had their own specific Z move.
Right.
Pikachu had its own specific Z move. Eevee had its own specific Z move.
Correct.
But that would only be usable if those Pokemon had the type of their Z crystal, which matched their normal type.
Right. So I mean, it plays weird, but I imagine like it's either a fourth move.
Oh, there we go. Snorlax, the pulverizing pancake.
Right. So I wonder if that either plays as a fourth move that you then have to unlock. It can be used like still have to gain energy, but it can be used once per battle.
I could see them making Z energy.
Yeah, where you have to farm
it up to power it up to use it. And then you have a duration of how long you can use it.
Potentially, you can only have one at a time. Realistically, in Sword or in Sun and Moon, you could have the way that it functioned was
you had a Z
item.
ring.
You had a Z ring on your character, and then you had a Z crystal
that you gave to each of your Pokemon.
Which then removed some of the additional kit that you could give to a Pokemon, like Quick Claw and Focus Sash and all of that stuff. But they then had a powered up move. So,
but then you could only use one per battle.
You could only use one per battle?
Yep.
Oh, okay. So, we'll have to wait and see. There's some weird stuff that's potentially going on and all that stuff. So,
do you want a timestamp?
Yes. Alrighty. I think we're gonna wrap it up here. Probably. New Sylph faction stuff's coming out. But we're so darn close to an hour and a half. I kind of want to keep it at around an hour and a half. So,
okay.
Your community day, our community question is, what are the community days going to be
season?
For the next season? So that is September, October, November, plus a classic. Let me go back over to that one. Where is the nice little graphic? You're hiding somewhere, aren't you? Maybe
I think it was that one right there.
Here we go. Okay. So let us know your predictions. Whoever gets the most right
will get a pizza
from Jesse.
If you're here local, we'll meet up and I'll buy it for you. If you're not, I'll send you a gift card.
Or order it online.
Yep.
Call in from across the across the states or something.
When do we set the deadline for this? Because they're going to eventually announce the first one.
That's true.
Do you want to say the next episode?
I would say the next episode. So bonus points if you send it. So you either submit it via our Twitter DMs should be open.
Yep.
So you can add us on Twitter, DM us on Twitter. You can email us at battlescience.podcast@gmail.com. You can
Jump in the Discord.
We'll put it in the community question channel. I think that's about it. YouTube comments. If you're watching this on YouTube,
Yep.
pop it in the comments. So Sunday, September 18th, 2022. Jesse, what is your guess?
Chespin.
We're going back to starters. And we're starting off with Unovan starter Chespin, the Final Evolution Chestnut. Is it getting
Frenzy
Plant?
Yep.
Okay, because they still learned Frenzy Plant, Blast Burn, and
Hydro
Cannon in that generation. Saturday, October 15th, 2022. I know October Community Day is something you and I have been talking about for a while.
This is the community day, not the classic.
This is for a Community Day.
Litwick.
Jesse's going with Litwick. I still owe Battle Ram a pizza for the last Guess Your Community Pokemon.
I think that was for the end of the year thing.
Oh, for the prediction thing?
Yeah.
I don't think anyone won.
We'll have to get back to him on that.
I'll have to look back at the rules. I stated the rules on it. So I will look at that here and I will reach back out to you. I know where you live. Saturday.
Not us at all.
Saturday, November 5th, 2022, Community Day Classic. This is a rerun. This could be a lot of things. Now here's the caveat. We had reruns for all three of the Kanto starters. And we had reruns, or we had for the 6th anniversary event, the Kanto starters and their community moves came back. For the Worlds event, which just wrapped up about 12 minutes ago, here in the Pacific Standard Time, Hawaii still got, I think, a couple hours left. For the Worlds event, we had Rhyhorn, we had Beldum, we had their Community Day event or Community Day moves come back. So Rhyhorns, Beldums, Talonflames, Gyarados, and Gengars, which I just butchered. Some of them were the starters, and some of them were first forms, some of the third forms. So Gyarados, Gengar, Talonflame, Rhyperior, and Metagross.
Yep.
All had their community moves rerun. Now that doesn't disqualify any of them per chance, but that certainly doesn't help. Previous Community Day Classics we've had are we had Bulbasaur. We've had both of the moves for Charmander come back from the 6th anniversary event.
Mudkip.
We had Mudkip, and I think that was it.
Yeah.
So technically, the only two Community Day Classics we've had are Mudkip and Bulbasaur.
Yep.
So, what is your thought?
So this one can be a little bit complicated because everything revolves around what Mega comes out.
Okay.
I think the community would be in an uproar if
Mhm.
they did this, so I don't think it'll be Abra.
Okay.
But Alakazam has been data mined for Mega.
Right.
If that's the rerun, God, Arceus, save us all. I think that would be pretty dumb for them to do a Community Day and a Mega.
So you're not thinking it's going to be Abra?
No.
Okay.
I know Abra's going to come out eventually.
Because it got what? Counter and Fire Punch?
Yes.
And I don't think that moveset's really going to move the needle, even with it Mega.
No.
The
other potential one that I don't think it'll be, if they do a Hisuian event, Cyndaquil.
You don't think?
I don't think, but there's a chance.
I'm
I'm throwing out potential ones for my opponents.
What's the one shiny from Hisui that they don't have out?
Rowlet? The Gen 7.
There's no way we get Rowlet for September. We could get Rowlet for September.
They
and
just
then
skip Chespin altogether.
They skip Chespin altogether. We get Rowlet in September. In October we get what's a
Cyndaquil?
ghost type? No. Well, for Community Day Classic, but that's after.
Oh, Litwick.
No. What I'm thinking of, like,
okay.
if you absolutely wanted to go crazy as far as Hisui, if the next season is the season of Hisui, what's the ghost type Community Day that's featured? Is Litwick in Legends Arceus?
Yeah.
Okay. So you might still get Litwick. Your Community Day Classic would be.
Wait, is it?
I don't know. I haven't played the game. I still have
No.
my copy sealed.
No, it's not.
I'm sorry. This way.
It's Duskull is the ghost trio, and it's in Hisui.
That's not coming.
There was a new Zoroark was a ghost in Hisui.
We're not getting that
No.
as a Community Day. That would be bonkers.
All right, so here's my other two guesses.
Okay, so you're for Community Day Classic or
Yes,
for
classic.
Okay. So you're thinking
If they go with a mega themed event, Ralts,
Okay.
because that's 2 in November, and it has 2 megas.
It has 2 megas, but we're nearing the Hoenn tour where we're going to be getting
I think you'll get the starters then.
Okay.
But the one I think above everything,
Mhm.
Larvitar.
For sure. That's where I would start. Is a Community Day Classic with Larvitar.
It's just so relevant even still.
Yeah, it's dropped down the rankings as far as PvE rock type attackers. And as far as PvP is concerned, it's quite bad.
Right. So I think beginning of a new season, giving it something new might move it somewhere in Masters.
Giving it a new charge move with the new season, or adjusting a rock type move, or even like adjusting. No, Crunch has already gotten adjusted.
It needs a better fast move, potentially.
Right, but if it's a Community Day Classic, it's getting its original Community Day move.
Correct.
So
But they could also add another move.
they could.
Because that's what they do with that's what they do with Charizard.
Yeah. Right, but that was a second Community Day.
Right.
It wasn't a Classic.
Correct. But I think it's about time for either. My guess is still going to be Larvitar. I don't think we see Dratini come back.
No. I hope not. For the love.
But the other ones I probably place right behind it are either Ralts or
Abra.
yeah. Because timing wise, it just fits.
Yeah. And then Saturday, November 12th.
What was I thinking for that one?
Probably something underwhelming because it's leading right into
Aaron. I know you're smiling.
I love it.
They got to get it out there eventually.
Yeah. I mean, if it's gonna get a mega,
It's got to be either Aaron. I know it's not the same hemisphere in both regions. What if they did like a Bellsprout or Oddish?
whack.
Like if you want to be incredibly underwhelming and piss people off,
do Oddish because it's
Ooh.
well. I mean, honestly, either.
or Horsey.
I mean,
But that
Horsey would be a
feels
cool
really
one.
out of season.
I don't care about it.
No, I'm still gonna go. So September Chespin,
Mm-hmm.
October Litwick,
Mm-hmm.
Classic Larvitar,
You think they're gonna? Okay.
and then November Aaron.
Do you think they're going to then wait until
Unless they do Whismer.
everybody?
Everybody cringes.
You think they're gonna not do every other for the starters?
No.
You think they're gonna space it out further?
Yeah,
Do you think they're going to do it one per season then?
that would be my guess.
That puts it at one per quarter.
Yep.
Which is still
That's 3 a year,
4.
if not 4.
Nah, depending on how they schedule it, that would be 3 per year because one of the community days is the
And that would fit.
Yeah.
But this year's almost over, so they might just wait till beginning of next year.
Yeah. And the other question is for community days for the starter region or the region after Unova, they don't get Frenzy Plant, Blast Burn, and Hydro Cannon. They get Z moves. So I don't know.
We'll see. It'll be a fun community question.
I haven't answered my guesses. I'm gonna start with Community Day Classic, because I'm gonna go with, let's see, November. It's gonna be cold, but it hasn't deterred them before. I'm gonna go with Ralts, as far as a classic. I'm gonna put my foot down and go with Ralts. That is a big one that I think spawn wise doesn't come around very often, as far as like events and featured, i.e. it is a Kanto, but it's also all of the megas for it were part of, or no, I guess it was part of, not Kanto, it's
Hoenn.
It was Alpha Sapphire or Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, and not X and Y per se. So that's my suggestion for Community Day Classic. We've had Synchronoise come back on Gardevoir last Go Fest with Meloetta.
Yeah.
We have not had it come back since, and Galate has not had an opportunity to get Synchronoise back to my knowledge since Community Day previously. Now, as far as the rest of the community days, that's a possibility. I feel like I've talked about these, my guesses for these a lot. I'm just going to go through the Pokedex and see what makes the most sense. So if we're going into September, we're looking at fall. Southern Hemisphere is looking at spring. If we're looking at, no idea what the seasonal theme is going to be, but I'm gonna do it. Jesse, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do Vulpix. With the Northern Hemisphere going into fall and getting colder, Alolan Vulpix. And the Southern Hemisphere going into spring and it getting warmer, although realistically, every place is warm and every place is cold. Global warming sucks. I think Vulpix makes sense. You'll have both. It'll probably play awkwardly like Sandshrew. I don't love that format where there's two different Pokemon spawning at the same time, but I think it's gonna happen. As far as what you give the two Pokemon, I have no idea. That's not the question here. Question is what are we getting? As much as I want Litwick for October Community Day, I don't think it happens. I think we get something less desirable. We might still get a Ghost, but I don't think we get Litwick. Again, much to our dismay. It might become more common as far as a spawn when it comes to the Halloween event in October, but
Gothita or Solosis are also candidates.
Yes, those are fantastic candidates because we don't have shinies of them. They're both psychic, though.
Yeah.
So they might for honestly, actually, we don't have a 2-day. That's right. We don't have a 2-day. If we had a 2-day, like,
Community Day.
if we had a 2-day community day like
Electabuzz and Magmar.
Electabuzz and Magmar, I would say Solosis and Gothita are probably like the pair. They would be very underwhelming. Unless they have
Unless they got something crazy.
unless they got like the best moves.
Because I know Gothita
Mhm.
can learn Charm. Meowstic Community Day. Gross. Or not Meowstic, Esper.
I'd love it.
No.
Yeah. It's adorable. I love the shinies. Cofagrigus, shiny. I did get a
Yamask Community
shiny.
Day.
What? Ooh. I do like that concept because you have
You can
both.
get Renegigas too.
Because it has
Regular and Galarian.
Yep, it has Sinnoh, the Sinnoh variant and the Galarian variant. Like Vulpix, if they both spawn at the same time, I don't love that concept.
But I think with how it has been shown in competitive, it makes sense.
It has some play. Giving it another move, you either give it a move that it's not going to be relevant. You either give it a move that's not going to make it relevant, or you give it a move that
Makes it stand out amongst its peers.
is kind of a side grade. I don't think there's something it's going to get that's going to.
We both looked at it. Foul play.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? I'll go for that for October for the sake of time. So Vulpix.
For October?
No, Vulpix for September.
Okay.
Yamask for October.
Okay.
Rerun is going to be Ralts. And November 12th, what is the best possible, a.k.a. worst possible, Community Day? I'm going to go with a 3.
There's quite a few Kantos that we haven't done yet. Caterpie Hat Community Day.
Maybe.
That feels like it'd be a spring one, though.
What do we not? No, I don't think we get that. No, I don't think we get that. I'm looking at things that like we just don't have shinies of. I don't think we get that.
Nido Community Day.
Maybe. November we could see Vanillite.
No.
It's better than literally a lot of things because it's shiny, hasn't been released yet. Yeah, if you wanted to,
That's your bet. I can't have any influence on it.
yeah, if you want a disappointing November Community Day, I'd have to look to see if last November's Community Day was disappointing. Was it the two of them?
I think so.
Last November? It's been less than a year. I feel like that was the year before.
2 years.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? No, it was Infernape because you remember you said you had to miss that one?
No, that would have been like 2019.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have the thing right here. Hold on.
I'm just going to scroll through what I've caught. So, Magmar, these were from Community Day. No, this was the year before. This was from 2020. So, what would be...
Hold on. October. Shanks.
Oh, really?
November.
Oh.
That doesn't feel like it was that long ago.
No. I mean, we could get a Clink.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could get Clink, but a shiny's already out, so it's one of those ones that I'm a little less impressed by.
Or they could just throw a curveball at us like they did with Stuffle.
They could, but it's also November. Looking to see if there's anything that stands out that like doesn't have its shiny out.
What was August Community Day?
Zig.
Forgot already.
Zigzagoon.
Zigzagoon.
Galarian Zigzagoon. Yeah. Which means Galar Pokemon might be there
On
too.
the table.
Yeah. Unovan Pokemon are definitely there. So let me pull up the Pokedex again. We're gonna scroll to Unova.
But yeah, we'd love to hear what your thoughts are. Deadline for the next one is the beginning of the next episode.
Dino and Axie were both in Unova?
Yes.
Huh.
If I recall, they're version exclusive.
That sounds right. Yeah, we might get Clink. Although Gothita and Solosis are both from Unova as well. So. And so is Yamask. I don't think we're going to dip so much into Unova this next season, though. So. I'll stick by it, though. I'll stick by it. So, Vulpix, Yamask, Ralts, and Vanillite. Yep. Gross. Yeah, that should do it. Thank you everybody for tuning in at @battle_science on Twitter. Tweet at us or DM us. DMs are open. Start beef with us. We'll cook it. We'll let it simmer. We'll age it, dry age it, and then we'll wrap up the beef and maybe some burritos or something. If you wanted to start beef, we'll make it tasteful. Email us at battlescience.podcast@gmail.com. Catch us at twitch.tv. So many websites start with T. I need to calm down. Twitch.tv/battlescience. YouTube.com/u/user? No, /c. /u? I think it's /u. /u/battlescience. Let me double check. Real quick. youtube.com/u/battlescience. No. Is it /c for creator? That wouldn't surprise me. Yep, it's /c. youtube.com/c/battlescience. Yeah, the Discord. Links are in the description. Let us know how it's going. Do the things. Jesse's making a face like he ate a sour warhead, but he's probably looking at Twitter.
I haven't had warheads in like 20 years.
Oh, goodness. Maybe we change that.
Oh.
Okay. He doesn't like warheads. Mental note.
Puts it in his drink.
No.
Anyways.
Just asks everyone to bring you warheads the next time we're at a public event.
Please. Oh, I can already taste it in my mouth.
They're tiny. You don't have to eat them. You just have to accept them as a gift.
Yeah.
Here, Jesse, have a warhead.
I would almost you give me those, what were the nicotine patches of Listerine?
What?
The ones you put on your tongue, you remember those?
Oh, to freshen your breath?
Yeah.
They're not nicotine patches. They're just weird formatted
Listerine patches.
Breath mints. Like really weird formatted breath mints.
Thanks for hanging out.
Battle Science After Dark podcast next week on Tuesday. Pokemon TCG card pack opening next Wednesday, August 31st. Twitch.tv/battlescience. That's where the TCG opening will be. Battle Science After Dark podcast will be at patreon.com/battlescience. Jim is him is correct. Steven Sportsbot, its own podcast at some point. There's gosh darn so much sports going on. I can't not talk about it. It's happening at some point. Somewhere you'll either see it or I will announce it ahead of time. We'll figure that out. Yeah, we'll catch you out there on the battlefield.
Bye.